welcome to Playwrights Roundtable, our half-hour showcase of plays produced here locally by some of our dynamic writers and directors for the organization Playwrights Roundtable. And today, we're going to watch The Sandwich Artist, a play written by Stephen Miller and directed by Larry Stallings. So sit back and relax. We'll talk to these guys right after we watch The Sandwich Artist.
Listen, you scratch my back, Marcel, and I'll scratch yours. S'il vous plaît? You just make sure you have that gun of yours loaded and aimed when I call again. Comprende? Good. My God! They just keep going up and up in value. It's amazing! Entree.
Huh?
Entree, come in.
But I didn't bring any entree with me. I didn't know you were hungry. I left all the food out in the restaurant.
No, what I meant was...
But I can make you a sandwich if you're jonesing for some mastication, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm fine. I was talking about the French word for enter. Entree.
So you're not hungry? You don't want a sandwich?
No, I'm fine.
For $1 more, you can upgrade and get a meal combo with a bag of chips, a drink, and a cookie.
No, I am not hungry.
It was a joke.
Oh. Haha.
I figured you being assistant franchise manager and all, you get all your subs for free.
I see.
I didn't know I was going to need to know French for this job.
I'm sorry?
Entree?
Oh.
The only French I know is the French dressing we provide with our salads.
Oh, another joke.
Right, but only one pack of dressing per salad though, right?
Right.
I don't want them to walk out with the whole restaurant just because they ordered one measly salad, right?
Yes.
An artist knows never to overuse his limited resources, right? That's what the handbook of the sandwich artist mandates, right, buddy? Don't let them walk out with the whole studio with every work of art just because then you won't have a studio left in which to create your masterpieces.
Right. Well, we got off on an odd foot there, so if I could introduce myself. I'm Donald Pevins.
I know you. You're Donald Pevins, the assistant franchise manager for the South Central Eastern Southern Central Florida division of Submersible Sandwich Shoppies. I say Shoppies because the shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E-S, and not the American way, S-H-O-P. Get it? Shoppies. Hey, is Shoppies French? I mean, is it a French word? Oh, I've been working for a French company, and I didn't even know it. Whoa.
No. Submersible Sandwich Shop is American.
Oh.
Park your keister.
Huh?
Park your keister.
What? Is that French again?
No, keister is German, I think. It means sit down.
Oh. Ooh, I'll have this one.
Yes, well, Mr. Ambertson, Mr. Brian Ambertson.
Spatch.
I beg your pardon?
Everybody calls me Spatch.
Oh, I see. Spatch.
Exactly.
Is that French?
Huh? No, it's a nickname.
Gotcha.
You were joking. you were turning the tables, so to speak. Good one, you.
Yes, well, back to business. It says here that you have been with the company for 6 months.
Exactly.
And your attendance has been good.
Not missed a day.
And you are always on time.
Gotta watch.
I can see that. And your attitude has been exemplary, according to your shift manager.
Really? Oh, that is awesome. He is a righteous dude, if you don't mind me saying so.
And your coworkers really seem to like you.
Oh, gravy, they're like totally sweet.
And for 5.5 months, you've been a perfect employee, making sandwiches to corporate specifications, pleasing our customers, and memorizing the Sandwich Artist Handbook.
Back and forth, every word.
Every word? You've memorized every word to the Sandwich Artist Handbook?
Welcome to your exciting new career as a submersible sandwich shoppy sandwich artist. Your primary objective as an employee is to understand that you are an artist who utilizes the prescribed amounts of food material in order to create unique sustenance for our customers. Your canvas is of meat and bread, cheese and vegetables, and your only limitations are those of your imagination. And the specifically prescribed amount of food material you are expressly limited to for each and every sandwich as outlined by indisputable corporate standards for which you must adhere to in order to maintain your continued employment with submersible sandwich shoppies.
Good. That's good. Very impressive.
I take my job as a sandwich artist seriously.
I can see that. And our customers can see that too. Because 2 weeks ago, you started taking special orders and proceeded to do this.
Ah, yes. That one was for good old Mrs. Lurie. Ah, what a sweet lady. This work, I call contact. See, it's a metaphor. I used cheese to signify the invisible barriers that, sexually, men and women have between each other in our society.
The invisible sexual barriers.
Exactly.
And you used cheese.
Right.
Wow. You used cheese to signify the invisible sexual barriers between men and women in our society. Cheese!
Am I speaking French here?
No, but, well, never mind. Then Mrs. Lurie was so impressed. She loved it so much that you went to her house and shellacked this sandwich sculpture and signed your name with a Sharpie marker.
Yeah, like I said, she was a real cool old lady, and she said that every artist has to sign their works.
Yes. Well, this was brought to my attention due to strong concern on the part of your third assistant associate night manager, Mr. Slaymaker. He tells me that you have done this on 2 or 3 other occasions. In fact, that is what brought me here from corporate to discuss the matter with you.
Wait a minute. I can see what's going on here. I knew it.
You knew what?
All this crap about being a sandwich artist was a sham. It was just a sham. You just want people who fling food in prescribed amounts into submarine sandwiches. You're all liars. Playing with a true artist's soul in order to trick him into making your cheap, crappy sandwiches for minimum wage. Ugh. Oh, wait, why? Why should I let you destroy my great work of art?
We have no intention of destroying them. They're beautiful.
Beautiful?
They are genius, pure genius.
Genius?
Yes.
Me?
Do you have any idea what these babies are going for on eBay?
Ooh, what?
First, let me take this great work of brilliance before you destroy it. Why, this one alone cost some very concerned third-party art collectors we're in negotiations with several $1,000 to wrest it away from that greedy, vindictive Mrs. Lurie.
Several $1,000s? Whoa.
And some of them are going for even more.
My sandwiches.
Your art. Your masterpieces.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. You're fired.
Huh?
Okay, we're through with you now. You can go. We'll mail you your last paycheck at your parents' basement apartment or wherever you live.
Wow, man, you are like totally crushing my artistic manifesto, you know that?
Well, welcome to corporate America.
You know, if I wanted to put up with this kind of fascist crap, I could have been a doctor of digestive sciences over across the street at Salad Palace, or maybe a taste budologist down the road at Chateau de la Taco and Burrito.
I'm sorry, but we have assessed that our corporate goal and your personal career aspirations have reached an unworkable gulf.
Yeah, you know, I wasted like 6 months of my creative life when by now I could have been, I don't know, Earl of Burger over at Knights of the Ground Table.
Well, no time like the present to start. So, now is the time for you to vamoose. Skedaddle. Amscray. And that's all English forget out.
You know what? You really suck! Aw, sandwich artist, my eye! This was all just a yellow brick road, a red herring on my pipe dream of creative integrity, personal expression, and tactile exploration.
Good idea. We'll be needing that back. That is corporate property. Please don't slam your door on the way out. Thank God he didn't damage you, my precious. You are going to make me a very rich man. Hello, Marcel? The artist has left the building. Yeah, the really pale shirtless guy walking out the front door. Kill him. Leave his body in the river, bake it into meat pies, drop it off at the city dump, whatever. You just do this, Marcel, and I promise you that by next month, Submersible Sandwich Shoppies will carry your line of French pastries and baguettes in every store nationwide. You just make sure that our Mr. Spatch doesn't live to create any more art. Got it? Good. Merci. And by tonight, my little masterpiece, you will be worth 10 times as much. Artist recently deceased. Part of an extremely limited series. Opening bid, $380,000.
I think I should switch my day job because if that sandwich really can get that much on eBay, I'm in the wrong business.
That's funny, yeah.
We're going to talk to you about the sandwich artists, Stephen Miller and Larry Stallings, right after we get back from a short intermission. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You've memorized every word to the Sandwich Artist Handbook?
Welcome to your exciting new career as a Submersible Sandwich Shoppy Sandwich Artist. Your primary objective as an employee is to understand that you are an artist who utilizes the prescribed amounts of food material in order to create unique sustenance for our customers. Your canvas is of meat and bread, cheese and vegetables, and your only limitations are those of your imagination. And the specifically prescribed amount of food material you are expressly limited to for each and every sandwich as outlined by indisputable corporate standards for which you must adhere to in order to maintain your continued employment with Submersible Sandwich Shoppies.
You've just watched another quick clip from The Sandwich Artist, a one-act play written by Stephen Miller and directed by Larry Stallings. Welcome back, guys.
Okay.
The Sandwich Artist. That's an interesting name. How did you come up with that?
Well, it's used by a sandwich shop that's national. And I always found it a funny phrase because it's one of those things where, are they really sandwich artists? And I walked in once to a sandwich shop in one of these places, and they had the plastic one up there, the really elaborate one. And I said to the guy behind the counter, I said, that was made by a sandwich artist. And he looked at me and he said, that was made by a props person. I'm a sandwich artist. And I said, oh, does that mean that you actually get to do something artistic, or are you just flinging food in prescribed manners? And he said, I do what the handbook tells me. And that's where the whole play came from.
He really was taking it seriously.
No,
then.
he was joking with me, but it was funny. And that's what started it.
So the play is really a take on corporate America too, in a way,
Yeah.
corporate greed.
Well, a little bit. It's also about how we rename things. I mean, and it's something that I went to college just as PC, political correctness, was coming through. And political correctness is really about etiquette and manners. But it turned into, for a while there, something where they thought that by changing the words, you could change the situation or the circumstance. And we see this a lot. We see, throughout politics, throughout as long as I can remember, but like in this current administration, you hear things like the war on terrorism becomes the war on terror. How does that change our understanding of it? Disney calls their people cast members because they're performing in front of people, and that means something. This business calls their people sandwich artists, but what does that mean? And that's a lot what the play's about.
That's true. I get it now. Because yes, I understand that cast member, actor on stage, but really they're just an employee. And
Right.
this guy in this role took this very seriously.
Oh, he
He
does.
was truly an artist.
Well, and that's one of the things that happens throughout the play is that you've got Pevin's character, and he uses the word entree right at the beginning,
Entree?
and the guy thinks he's talking about food when he's talking about the French word for enter. And when he realizes he's talking about the French word for enter, what does that mean? Does that mean we're French and we're not American? So there's all these sort of complicated meanings in between the entire play. Someone interprets something one way and someone interprets something the other way. Even art. There's this documentary out. It's a fantastic documentary. It's called My 4-Year-Old Could Do That. And it's about a 4-year-old girl who really does art. And what's the difference between a sandwich and a piece of art? Which is another thing that kind of plays in there.
Okay. Larry, how did you come into getting involved with this play? I know the two of you have worked together.
We have.
On many other plays.
Yeah,
so-
Steve and I get along, and I've directed other things for Steve, and so he asked me to do this, and I was happy to. In fact, I jumped at it, especially after I read it. And I love Steve's writing anyway. Sad to say, I'm a writer. I actually like the way he writes better than the way I write, and so I'm happy to direct his things. They're lively, they're interesting, they have a point of view, and so yeah, I jumped at it.
Wow. Several $1,000s? Whoa.
And some of them are going for even more.
My sandwiches.
Your art. Your masterpieces.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. You're fired. Okay, we're through here. You can go. Please leave. We will send you your last paycheck at your parents' basement apartment or wherever it is you live.
Wow. Man, you are like totally crushing my artistic manifesto, you know that?
Well, welcome to corporate America.
I don't write a play without having some question that I need to know the answer to, and I don't always know the answer before I start writing. So, why are we able to take a word and change the meaning of a situation? Why are we able to create a phrase and change the meaning of a circumstance? In this sense, why is this art? Why is this worth $380,000? Why does this man suddenly launch onto it? There's a point in the play where he comes to understand that it isn't just a sandwich, and you'll hear him say, wow. Because he actually goes, wait a second, this isn't just a sandwich that someone else is going to buy for a lot of money. I actually might think this is art, which is a funny moment.
Brings to question what we really value.
Yeah, it is.
Actually.
It's exactly. And what do we really value in a situation? An honest interpretation of what it is, or the words that we put with it, or that we spin with it? So, it's kind of fun to do it in that corporate setting.
Now, there's some interesting blocking in this piece as well. You have the characters are very animated, especially our beloved sandwich artist who takes his job very seriously.
Right.
What were some of the areas that you enhanced that and gave some extra movement to the piece?
Right, yeah, there's a lot of movement in this. It could have been just a desk and somebody sitting there, but that wouldn't have been very interesting. The words are good enough, they could have propelled the play for 10 minutes like that, but because it's such an animated story, I felt the need to have them move around. And yeah, so there's quite a bit of movement, holding on to especially because I wanted the sandwich, the sculpture, to be shown a lot, so that's why I didn't want it just sitting on the desk. So that's why I have them picking it up, moving around with it, running with it, holding it above their heads, so it really has the focus that it deserves. And I had great actors who could do exactly what I told them to do. They were even actually more animated than I told them to be, which worked out perfectly for this.
Well, and that's one of the things that Larry and I worked together well on. He looked at the script and he knew, okay, this isn't exactly realism. It's almost got to be a little bit of hyper-realism, almost too large, too unbelievable. And so he took that and he played with that with both of the actors, who we both know really well. And he played with that, and that's what made, you know, the holding the sandwich up. And everyone, I think, you know, there are audience members who are like, is that going to hold up? Is that, you know, they're waving it around and fighting with it and things like that, and is that going to hold up? And so that's kind of the fun of the play.
Well, I know after we shot it in the studio, I actually went up to it to look at it, just to see how artistic it really was. Who was the person that designed the sandwich?
Oh, that was me. And
Okay.
yeah, you know, the funny thing is when you're doing a play for the first time, you want to, and this is something I'm doing with the other places it's being produced, is once you build that sandwich, then you can take digital pictures and say, this is kind of what I was thinking as far as how the sandwich should look, or more ridiculous than this, but at least this ridiculous. So.
When you wrote it, was that the image you had of the sandwich
Yeah.
in mind?
Yeah.
So you built pretty much exactly what you had in mind?
Very close, yeah. You know, I was imagining Thomas More sculpture made out of sandwich stuff. So yeah, that's what I was picturing.
Taking this way too seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But hence the play.
Yeah.
So where is it being produced? I understand you've got people interested in this, and they're just
Yeah, about the same time I sent it to
Chomping at the
PRT.
bits.
Yeah, the same time I sent it to PRT, I sent it to some other places, and within a couple weeks I had New Jersey asking me to do it at a place called Theater Brute, had Chicago doing it at a place called Ground to Plate, and they're going to be doing it again, and just this last week was LeClaire, Wisconsin. So
So what do
apparently.
you think made people so interested in the sandwich arts as opposed to some of your other one-act plays that you've done?
Oh, well, you know, you know, just recently I've been more diligent about sending plays out to people, so I've been getting a lot of that. But I think that there's also something here about, A, the play is fun, B, everyone knows that term sandwich artist now, and C, there's something neat about exploring the idea of, yeah, right. Just because you call it something different doesn't mean it's something different. You know, a rose by any other name. So I think people kind of launch onto that and they say, oh yeah, you know what, I understand what this play is about, so let's do this. And it's pretty cool that way.
Well, I think this play is one of the great ones to launch the year with. How is the year shaping up for Playwrights Roundtable? What other things you've got going on?
Well, they'll do their summer shorts, as they always do, and which will be on Orange TV Vision, and so we're happy about that, and hoping to do some longer plays, to produce some longer plays, and maybe even some readings. They did some readings this past year at the Beardall Center and at the Public Library downtown. Yeah, want to do as much as they possibly can, so they need as many submissions as possible to keep things going.
Has interest really peaked or picked up a lot with playwrights since people have the opportunity to now see them not only at the theater but on television as well?
Yeah, oh yes, it has, and a lot, and because they're also hearing about these plays getting produced other places. Several of us, Larry's had some produced in other places. I know Al Pergandy's had plays produced in other places, and people who have written who are like, I'm not sure this is going to go anywhere, all of a sudden say, wow, this organization's doing something, and other people are paying attention to it. So it's something that they can grab onto. So yeah, we have been getting a lot more interest.
Yeah, this is great because the plays, normally we present them for 3 nights and they're gone. This is a way to record not only the plays, but some thoughts about the plays. So this is a great idea, and so yeah, we're very happy about this. It's helped prolong the life of the play and Playwrights Roundtable.
It's a fabulous opportunity for the actors, and this group of productions definitely saw a lot of new faces. These two actors I hadn't seen before.
David Almeida does a lot of work with Mad Cow Theater. He was in their Sweeney Todd. He played Pirelli. He just got done with She Loves Me before he did this one. He got written up all over everywhere for his character of the waiter.
And I do believe this is his first Playwrights Roundtable.
It is
right?
his, no, it's his second.
His second? He did one before?
He actually wrote one called Nicotine, which I was in.
Right, that's right.
And then Corey Vollins does a lot of work with Empty Spaces Theater. He was in Bathory, the play about Elizabeth of Bathory. What else?
Uber Roy?
Uber Roy, he was in Paranoia, their modern dance piece. So he's done a lot of theater too.
This was his first acting, his first production with Playwrights Roundtable, and enjoyed it very much.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's their reaction to doing these short plays coming from long-form work like that?
Part of it is, you know, and this is one of the things that Playwrights Roundtable does well. If you know people and you can say, you know, they have a good experience, then you can say, I want Larry to direct it, I want David in it, and I want Corey in it. And that way they kind of say, okay, you know what, that's the way you picture the play as the playwright, we're going to go with that. And so it's kind of fun because we all know each other and we all get along with each other really well. So it's always a fun process.
Yes.
We're always going to have fun.
Right.
Well, it's always a fun process having you on here and having you dissect your plays and talk about the directing vision. So I appreciate your taking the time to talk to me about Sandwich Artists and
Our
allowing
pleasure.
us to showcase the play.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on another fun episode of Playwrights Roundtable. Please come back again when we will review another one-act play produced by the organization Playwrights Roundtable. So we'll see you then. Playwrights Roundtable provides opportunities for authors to have their work read by professional actors. Members of Playwrights Roundtable have seen their works go from cold readings to workshop productions and on to successful full productions. If you love the craft, Playwrights Roundtable is the place. For more information, contact Playwrights Roundtable at 407-788-8468 or check out the website www.playwrightsroundtable.org.